Okay, very good morning everybody and welcome to Sandringham School. Apologies we're a few minutes late. This is our first live tour of the sixth form. It's only going to be about 20 minutes long. We're not going to show you everything today, and there will be some more of these in January, but we thought we'd bring you an early one in November. We may do one in December, we'll see how it goes. So my name is Alan Gray, I'm the head teacher, and welcome to Sandringham. First thing I'd like to show you, if I just turn around the camera, this is our destination board from 2020, and it shows where students moved on to. Obviously they've had a bit of a time this year with university starting and not knowing whether they're in accommodation or not, but our information is they've all had a reasonable start, and there are 202 young people who have got something to look forward to. So we're now going to walk down to some lessons, and we're going to start with some humanities. So the humanities are history, geography, PRE. By the way, apologies if the signal drops out a little bit. It is a bit variable inside the buildings. So we are today able to see some history. So, good morning, miss.
Good morning.
Morning, everyone. Okay. Said with such enthusiasm. Do carry on. We're live tour to anybody thinking about joining the sixth form.
Right, okay. Well, carry on with your discussion. We are thinking about ways in which the Prime Minister is powerful in the political system. Back to discussion.
Can you tell us briefly a bit about what you hope to achieve from this?
So what this is a little bit of a recap task. So we are nearing the end of our Prime Minister and the Executive Unit, and what we're doing at the moment is a little bit of an opportunity to recap what we've done, pull it all together, identify some of the key points, and be able to illustrate it with modern examples, which change quite regularly.
Right. Thank you very much. Okay, so there was sixth form lesson in history, as we mentioned. There should be another one going on somewhere. I'll find the right classroom. Ah, yes, over here. Now let's hope the signal
transpire vast
keeps up a
volumes
bit.
of water vapour. They serve to keep the planet cool by wearing a sunshade of white.
There doesn't appear to be much of a signal here, so I'm just going by the door. Hopefully that will improve signal strength.
Now, essentially what he's saying here is he's saying
No.
that
Okay. Right, this is where technology failed us slightly there. Obviously the signal in the geography room wasn't going to work for us. So let's go down to some science. We're walking down the campus. By the way, I have got my mask with me, and if we do encounter anybody in the corridors, I'll put that on. So this is part of the science block. We should have some A-level science lessons going on. Indeed we do. Here is some chemistry. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Now again, the signal seems to be dropping out here. So we'll see. Ah, that's better. Are they doing a...
They're just marking their work on that they had to do homework on amino acids.
I see. Okay. So as you can see, typical science class. Science is a very popular part of the curriculum, and STEM activity is very important to Sandringham. So a large number do either biology, chemistry, physics, or a combination of those. And a majority will probably do maths at the same time, which complements it nicely. Just talking a bit about sixth form environment, everyone has to have a laptop. That's an integral part of equipment now, because lessons are uploaded onto Google Suite. So it's pretty interactive. You can see that students can see what the questions are on their own device rather than having to peer at the screen. Okay. How are they getting on, miss?
Yeah, very well.
Yeah.
Very well. Yeah, we're just about to move on to looking at proteins.
Good.
The chemistry behind it.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, they're working hard there. Morning, miss. Are they doing a question? A test. Okay. So this is A-level biology. Again, you can see this would be one of a number of parallel groups, probably 3 or 4 classes in each year group, year 12 and in year 13. Don't want to disturb them too much if they're doing a test. What's the test on this? Genetics, okay. Right, okay. Thank you. Right, okay, we'll leave them to it. Thanks. So, obviously working very hard in there. At the end of a unit, they will do a test. And good morning, miss.
When things are melting,
And here we have lower sixth chemistry.
being overcome slightly to let those atoms and molecules kind of roll over each other. Okay, they're still touching off each other, but they have just enough energy to kind of move away from each other slightly. So the next question, in terms of its structure and bonding...
Okay, so this is a lower sixth chemistry class. There are a few away at the moment, like most schools. Obviously, we've got some students self-isolating. Thank you, miss. For their own well-being. Good morning, miss. Just doing a quick live tour for anyone who might be thinking about joining our amazing sixth form. So here we have the wonders of DNA.
Indeed.
Another biology lesson.
So what we've got here is we're looking at the basic structure where we've got our monomer unit. So we've got a nucleotide here. And as Basil said before, we've got 3 different parts that form that monomer unit. So if you want to make a sketch of that, move that sharing out. We're live on Zoom as well, so as well.
Oh, are you? Because we've got some self-isolating.
Some self-isolating.
Right, amazing. Thank you very much. Okay, so I don't know if that made sense there. We have got some students who aren't able to be in school at the moment, and therefore we are teaching them live whilst we're in school at the same time. I'm going to quickly go into iBlock, and there should be a computing science lesson going on up here. By the way, this particular session, there are not an awful lot of arts subjects taking place. So when we do the next live tour, we will make sure there's all of the arts showcase for you. I know a lot of young people are interested in the arts and join Sandringham as a result. So today we'll focus a little more on, as I said, humanities. We've got sciences, we've got computing science, and then I think we will end with some art that's going on. So this is iBlock. As you can see, another wonderful building. And here we are. Computing science. Morning, sir.
Morning, Mr. Gray.
We are live streaming to the universe using computing power.
Superb.
So what are they doing here then?
So we're looking at types of program languages and then the stages of compilation, so how we move code from a high-level language, which these guys are all writing in, down to something that a CPU can understand, and all the stages along the way.
I see. Great. And what languages are they... Well, let's ask you, what languages are you learning to program in?
At the moment doing C#.
C#. Okay. Do you find that easy?
No.
But you'll be able to do it by the time you finish?
Yeah.
Right.
Doing their projects at the moment as well, so they're all using different program languages to complete their
Okay.
own programming project, which they set the scope of, not the exam board, so it's very exciting.
I see. Okay. Thank you. So as you can see, this is a typical computing science class. Again, a very popular subject, and an awful lot of students choose to do computing science, and then we'll go on to follow it at university. Just a show of hands, anyone, this is where I'm going to be proved wrong here, anyone thinking of computing science as a degree? Oh, not proved wrong. Good, thank you. So, yeah, computing science, really key part of what Sandringham does, and you may well be aware that the school leads a number of national initiatives on computing. It's an EdTech demonstrator school, which means that we're supporting other schools in use of technology in the classroom, and is pretty much embedded in what we do here. Okay, let's go down to the sixth form block, which is not very far away from here. And there we will see a few more lessons, and I'll show you a bit of the sixth form facilities. We've worked very hard over the years to build a campus for sixth form. Doesn't mean to say they have all their lessons there. As you've seen, a number of the lessons are delivered in specialist rooms around the campus. However, it does give sixth formers a real base. And there's a Starbucks right in the centre of it, which is obviously very popular. There are a number of kiosks. So if I just show you this one here, this is behind me, a food kiosk. You can see it's just a sixth form, and it's right by the sixth form block, but it means you don't have to be in the sixth form block all the time. And of course, one of the other advantages of the sixth form at Sandringham is we're not far from the Quadrant, which is a local shopping centre which seems to have a large number of takeaway restaurants. So because our sixth form are able to have flexi time and go on and off site, then some of them prefer to go down there for some food. So let me just show you behind me. This is sixth form canopy, which feeds into the sixth form block, and I don't know if you can see there are tables there. Behind me over here is an open area at the moment, but in 5 weeks' time there will be a second large canopy gone up, and there will be artificial grass placed underneath them. So the next live tour I do, we'll be able to show you that. The idea is there'll be a fantastic outside area for people to enjoy. We've also got power fixed in here, so in a few weeks' time this will be decorated with fairy lights, Christmas tree, whatever the sixth form can think up. Okay, here we are now in Starbucks, which looks a bit different to normal, because normally there's furniture in here. We've had to take the furniture out for obvious reasons, and people just come in with a mask on, get their food, and then take it elsewhere. But that's Starbucks. It'll be back to normal use fairly soon. Morning, everybody. This is private study. So what we have here, if you don't have a lesson, then this is one of the places where you can work. Obviously at the moment we've had to separate everybody for COVID reasons, which is why they're all on individual desks, and you can see they're all using their time profitably to catch up with anything they need to do. Dedicated sixth form toilets, by the way, but I won't show you those. We're moving up now into a second open space for sixth form. So the sixth formers in front of you obviously don't have a lesson at the moment, but let's go in and see a few sixth form lessons. I think, is this private study again? Yes, okay, thanks. So we've got spillover in this classroom at the moment for them to work in. And history.
Their tactics, their aims, their objectives, the things that they want to actually achieve, the politics that inspired them or influenced them, maybe even like their regional location where they're based, and how to think about that. So if I could throw this over to you, try and think of as many things as you can. So leadership, politics, aims, ambitions, membership, anything you think of, differences between these two organisations. Discuss. A few minutes of discussion and we'll come back together. Over to you.
Morning. We are broadcasting live.
How are we?
First sixth form live virtual tour. So could you explain briefly to the camera, this is Mr. Leeds, who's Director of Learning for History, what the upper sixth are doing?
So this is Year 13 History. We're just studying at the moment. We've just started a new unit on suffragettes, and we've spent some time this morning so far learning about the origins of the suffragettes and how they grew out of basically frustrations in the sort of early 1900s.
Okay, and they're now discussing the critical aspects of this.
Absolutely.
Yeah. How are they getting on?
Brilliant.
Now, are any of these thinking of doing history at university?
Yes, we've got 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
3 or 4.
Good. And what would be a typical suite of subjects to be studied alongside history?
So increasingly, people seem to be choosing a package of humanities subjects. So we often see history alongside something like politics or alongside geography, very commonly taken alongside English literature as well. But equally, students moving in another direction, so maths, for example, often take it as a counterbalance subject.
Yeah.
Something like economics goes very, very well. So, we actually have quite a big diversity of subject choices here.
Yeah. And is it true that history is a thing of the past?
Well, I've been told there's no future in it, yes, absolutely.
I see. Would you agree with that?
No.
No, it's important.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you very much,
Thank
sir.
you very much.
Okay, good to have a bit of banter, isn't it? So, what's going on in this one? Good morning.
Morning.
So is this business?
Economics.
I do
It's all
apologise.
economics.
Okay.
Feel free to.
And what are they doing at the moment?
So, what are you studying at the moment, James?
Inflation. Okay, I see. And what's the current state of the world markets?
It's not great.
Has there been a bit of a boost in the last few days, and what would that be down to?
Can't tell you, sir.
Anybody? Yes?
The vaccines the news about the vaccines come out, so people are breaking confidence. So
Yes.
spending's likely to increase.
Yeah, absolutely. So the markets are pretty volatile. As an A-level.
Yeah, so A-level economics is split between the micro and the macro content. So at the moment, they're looking at the macro side of things, which is the economy as a whole, how the UK interacts with other economies, and they're studying micro content with Mrs. Harding, which is more about individual behaviours of economic agents, so
Right,
the
I see.
firms, government and individuals.
Yeah. Okay, great. Good. Thanks for that, and enjoy. Okay, so that was economics. Very popular, as you can see. There are a number of parallel classes, and we run business as well, business and economics. So let's go into a psychology lesson. Morning. Can you just explain what you're doing at the moment?
We are currently answering questions about critical values and looking at scientists and different aspects. So supporting those tables
Okay.
to help us with testing in psychology.
Are you finding this interesting?
It's pretty interesting. There's like a variety.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, so here's Mrs. Sidova, who's Director of Learning for Psychology.
So you've got interval level data.
Good morning, sir. We are broadcasting live
Okay.
for our first sixth form tour.
Okay,
Could you
well-
very briefly explain a bit about psychology as a
very
subject?
briefly. Okay, so as a subject, social science subject, pretty close to sociology. Underneath it would be biology. So some aspects that we're going to be doing in psychology, we're going to lean towards biology. And at other times we're leaning very much towards sociology and how a person fits in with the greater whole, which is other people. So here, in this particular lesson, we're doing research methods. The students are looking at statistics. They're going to be doing a practical a little bit later, where they're looking at a visual illusion, but they're going to be using their statistics to analyse the data. At the moment, they're just struggling for a first lesson on statistics.
Are they? Okay. Would you say you're struggling?
A little bit.
A little bit.
It's quite hard.
But you'll get there.
Yeah.
Yes, good.
It's unrelated. Oh, okay, we don't see. Oh. You want me to like really hype?
Morning, ladies. So how are we coping with this? Yeah. So you seem to be enjoying it. Okay. Thank you.
The original one. And then that's Nan Whitney. Nan Whitney.
something like a 0.10 for
That's for
critical
Kenya.
values of you for a 1 to L test
Yeah.
at 0.75. Where's that?
So we're not I think that's what it's trying to say. No. I don't think
So do you like statistics?
It's very difficult.
Okay. Would you recommend psychology to a prospective sixth former?
100%. We're really enjoying it.
Okay, and why?
It's interesting to learn about how people's minds work because then it can be applied to outside of the classroom as well.
Okay, that's very, very good. Okay, we'll leave you to it. Thank you. Okay, so that's A-level psychology. There are a number of parallel classes. It's very popular A-level. And equally popular is sociology.
That we have this problem with membership.
Problem with this class.
We need to look at those nuances. We need to think about where those differences are. Okay.
Right, I think we've got a signal now.
Declining attendance then. What can we say about declining attendance? Hamish?
So for declining attendance, there was evidence that shows 40% attended Sunday religious services in 1851, but then in 2007 only around 2% of the population.
Okay.
Yes,
So,
so what's that showing us, Hamish?
not a very good signal over here. So that's sociology. And this one is geography. Hi, miss. Oh, we've got a signal again. Good morning. Right, this is Mrs. Mounsey, who is director of sixth form, but also a geography teacher. Could you briefly explain a bit about sixth form and also what this lot are doing?
Okay, so this lot are doing hazard management. So we're looking at modifying the event and thinking through how a place would prepare better for a hazard. And we've got things on the Google Classroom, so
Right.
we're running live with them as well at the moment, which is working really well.
So they're not lying in bed.
No, they're all up. They've just told me they're here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
sixth form generally.
So how many have we in the sixth form?
433.
Okay. And do many students join from other schools?
Yes, so in year 12 we've got 80. In fact, we've got a few in this class who we are very pleased have joined us this year, doing really well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give to anybody viewing this later on today about thinking about the sixth form at Sandringham?
Well, please do think about it. We would love to have you here at Sandringham. I don't think anyone regrets coming here, do you people? Millie? No. And we've got loads on the website, and obviously we're always available to chat to, and we can get in touch if you've got any questions. We'd really welcome you here. Yeah,
Okay.
There's loads of opportunities for you here.
So we're going to pick on. Is it Millie then?
Yeah.
So why did you want to join here then?
I just thought it had like a friendly atmosphere, and the subjects I wanted to do were also here.
Okay. And what's your view now, sort of 8 or 9 weeks in?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Yeah.
The right decision?
Yeah.
Okay.
Under no pressure.
And how about geography?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of work. But
What other subjects are you doing?
English language, psychology, and geography.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, we'll leave you to it.
Thank you.
In fact, I'm going to go out that door because
Yeah.
we're going to finish in art.
Okay.
So we will finish off with one last class, and then that will be the end of a 25-minute tour for today. And there should be a arts lesson going on. Oh, actually, we've got 2. So, good morning, miss. We are broadcasting live at the moment to prospective sixth form students. So, here we have textiles, mixture of lower sixth and upper sixth. Together, is it? Yep. Okay. And as you can see, textiles is a key feature of the arts curriculum, works alongside the fine arts and photography. Number of consortium students follow textiles. Are there any consorting students in here? Don't be shy. Put your hands up. A few of you. Yeah. Good morning. Because textiles, I think, is only run at Sandringham at the moment across both and there. Let's go down to art. And we should have... Yes, here we go.
At the moment, so probably 3,000 or 4,000 wires, everyone individually threaded.
And an exhibition of this scale comes with other unexpected challenges.
Well, yes, we took a gun licence to show some of these works, which I find quite funny actually, because they're completely unusable. I mean, one of these firearms is chopped up into chunks like a sausage roll. Another one has been rendered down in acid, so it looks like, you know, a row of metal filings. It's completely useless.
Growing up in the countryside of Cheshire, England, Parker had a tough childhood.
You know, a bullying father and a schizophrenic mother, and a father who
Okay.
didn't allow me to play. I worked.
So that was a arts lesson. As you can see, they were right in the middle of watching some stimulus on video, and we will finish one last lesson in here. Good morning, sir.
Hello, good morning.
We are broadcasting live at the
Okay.
moment through the internet, and we're going to finish in this lesson, which is music technology.
Absolutely,
Could you
yeah.
explain very briefly?
Can I nominate you to explain what we're doing today? Can I take your headphones off? Just, yeah.
We're looking at the samplers and exploring the new sampler and the new update that we've got. Exploring how multi-layering sampling works. We've got different audio files here.
And what is a sampler?
So sampler basically allows you to put a file in and change it to pitch it to how you want it on the keyboard, or change when they play on top of each other. Or
So if I play something out of key,
yeah,
and badly, you could make it sound good.
yeah, absolutely, sir.
That's a bit like photoshopping in music.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Is that not cheating?
In normal music, it might be. In music tech, we learn how to do that.
Oh, I see.
Because it's
Okay.
used in popular music all the time. That's where we learn about it.
So actually, all these singers don't really sing in tune. They have to be adjusted, do they? Okay.
right.
Pitch perfect
Yeah,
comes to mind. Thank you very